Stop using Sales Navigator with the same basic filters as everyone else. Job title, company size, and location. Everyone is contacting the same leads, and it's no wonder why they don't buy. That's why I spent the last 6 months deep in Sales Navigator finding ways to uncover hidden, untapped leads. I've discovered several filters and search tricks that are barely even used. So in this video, I'll show you exactly what those filters and tricks are so that you can actually build a pipeline of verified hidden leads that your competitors don't even know about. So let's get into it. Okay, so real quick, if you're new here, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is basically LinkedIn's premium search tool for sales teams. It gives you way more filtering options than your regular LinkedIn platform for finding your ideal buyers. You can also get started with a free trial when you first sign up. That being said, this is going to be a more advanced Sales Navigator tutorial, but if you want a more beginner-friendly walkthrough of the platform, you can click this video here and then come back to this one. All right, first, when you open up Sales Navigator, you want to click on Lead Filters. And here you're going to get a list of filters, and this is where most people, when they search for leads, they apply very basic filters like company headcount, current job title, seniority level, geography, and industry. And I'm not saying that these filters are bad, but I'm saying if you are trying to look for hidden, untapped leads, then you need to narrow down your list even further and get ultra specific, which we'll get to momentarily. So for the purpose of this walkthrough, let's say I sell a software to help startup marketing agencies streamline their advertising campaigns. And obviously, when I'm going through these filters, don't just copy what I do. You have to tailor this to your ideal customer profile and whatever product you sell. So let's start with the foundational filters I mentioned earlier. So company headcount, let's say 1 to 10, 11 to 50, and 51 to 200. And I find this is the sweet spot for companies that are big enough to have budgets, but also small enough to make quick decisions. And there's not too many steps involved in the decision-making process. All these other company filters aren't that relevant in my case, but you can also fill them out if you'd like. Function, we're going to type in marketing, include that. For current job titles, for smaller companies like under 20 employees, these could be CEOs, founders, and owners. But the bigger the company gets, there will be different job titles for each department's responsibilities. So for example, once you get to 50 plus employees, that decision-making power might belong to a CMO or VP of marketing. So let's add all these job titles, but this time let's type them in quotation marks like this. So CMO, VP of marketing, head of marketing, and marketing director. And what this does is that LinkedIn will only display those exact job titles in those quotation marks. If you don't have any quotation marks, so let's say you remove all this and then you filter for just VP of marketing, you might get assistant VP of marketing. So that's exactly what you don't want. So another thing you can do is you can type in that job title, but this time you can either click exclude or just click on that cancel icon. So I'm going to exclude assistant, sales, and manager. Next, you can also add in seniority level if you're unsure what the current job titles are. So these are usually high-level executives such as owner or partners, CXOs, vice presidents, and director. And again, you could also choose to exclude those other irrelevant levels. And here's a filter that is super underrated that most people overlook, and that is years in current company. So if you set this to under 1 year, these are people that are relatively new to their role. And I find that this is a sweet spot because they've likely seen and experienced some problems, and they're more receptive to new ideas and solutions. Whereas people who've been in the company for way longer, they are more resistant to change. So using this filter and setting it to less than 1 year, you're going to filter for those key decision makers. And moving into personal filters, you can also specify a country or city where your ideal buyers would be in. Then next, we have industry. So if you have any specific industries that you want to target, you can put that here. But keep in mind that sometimes if you have overlapping industries, for example, fintech, some people might list their industry as either financial services or information technology, since there's no direct fintech industry. But in our case, if you have two industries that are often similar to each other, like marketing and advertising, you can include both here. So that's what we'll do. All right, so now that you've applied your foundational filters, head over to the keyword search bar, and I'm going to teach you some advanced search tactics to refine your research and find those hidden leads. So let's say you only want to find agencies that work with B2B. So you're going to type in B2B in quotation marks. And this will only show you leads that have B2B listed somewhere on their profile. And let's say I want to work with enterprise accounts as well. So you can type in the word and then put enterprise in quotation marks. And look at how much smaller and targeted our list got. And you can also use the word or if you want to find either one keyword or another. So let's say you want to find enterprises or small to medium-sized businesses, also known as SMBs. So you can type in enterprise or SMBs. And again, you're only going to see leads that have those keywords somewhere listed on the profiles. And lastly, you can use the word not to exclude any keywords that you do not want. For example, let's say you don't want to work with any agencies that specialize in public relations. So you're going to add not public relations. So now it's going to exclude all the leads that have public relations listed on the profile. So now that you have a targeted lead list, you want to find active leads. So go back into your filters and under recent updates, you can either filter for people who have either changed jobs in the past 90 days or posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. This shows that they're active on the platform and they're more likely to connect with you and see your message. But keep in mind that people who've switched roles in the past 90 days still might be settling in, so they might not have enough context or authority to take action, which is why I prefer to use the years in current company filter that I mentioned earlier instead of this one. Another thing you can potentially check is buyer intent filters at the top. So any leads that are either following your company or viewed your profile recently, you can filter for them here. But again, just because someone has followed your company or viewed your profile doesn't always mean that they're ready to buy just yet. So these filters are kind of limited, but it's still nice to have just in case you want to see if there's a warm way for you to introduce yourself. Don't overly rely on this because it can be hit or miss. Now, there's one last important step before you start your outreach. There's an option at the top of your page called Save Search to get notified of new results. So anytime a new lead with this exact filter matches your criteria, you're going to be the first one to get notified so that you can reach out to them before your competitors even know about them. So make sure that this setting is always on. Now, if you want to learn exactly what to say to your prospects, we have a whole video on LinkedIn outreach strategies, and I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can go check it out after this. So as far as Sales Navigator capabilities go, it'll take me a couple months to reach out to these leads if I just relied on LinkedIn InMails because you only get about 50 InMails a month. So the best way to maximize your response rates is actually to get their direct contact information. And for this, we're going to use a different platform called Prospeo.io. And if you're currently using Sales Navigator for prospecting, let me show you why Prospeo gives you a serious advantage. So once you're on Prospeo's contact database, you can go ahead and apply all the filters like you did on Sales Navigator. But as you'll notice, Prospeo has even more advanced filters than Sales Navigator. And I'm talking about funding raised, so you can find companies that recently raised capital and can afford your solution. There's technologies used, so if you want to find companies and what types of software they're currently using, and even stronger buying intent signals so that you can find prospects that are actively researching your solution. And let me show you why this is so powerful. So if you click on buying intent signals, you can type in some keywords related to your offer. So for instance, video content, let's mark that off. Let's type in social media marketing, Tick those off. Let's type in campaign. So we have marketing campaign, advertising campaign. You click save. Then now you're only going to see a list of companies and decision makers already researching those topics. But the real game changer is Prospeo also has a filter to find your prospects' contact details. So if you want to add calling or emailing to your outreach strategy, Prospeo provides you with their verified work emails and mobile numbers in real time so that you can reach out on multiple channels and increase your chances of getting a response. And one of my favorite approaches is I would send a LinkedIn connection request, and then a few days later, I will follow up in an email saying, hey, name, I just sent you a connection request on LinkedIn earlier this week because I noticed you XYZ, and then I would go into the rest of my email framework. This also ties in that relevance factor, and it doesn't feel like you're just emailing them out of the blue. All right, so once you have applied all your filters in Prospeo and you built your lead list, you can actually push all your leads directly to your CRM or export them to a CSV file. And this is something you couldn't really do with Sales Navigator, unfortunately. And trust me, this is a total game changer in helping me going from only booking 3 meetings a week with Sales Navigator to over 15 meetings a week using Prospeo. If you want to check it out, just head over to prospeo.io and you can start building your verified lead list in just a few minutes. And that's exactly how you can find hundreds of targeted leads from Sales Navigator and instantly expand your outreach with verified contact information using Prospeo. If you want to find the best filters for Sales Navigator and Prospeo, check out the Notion document in the comments below. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to learn the 7 dark psychology hacks to sell anything, check out this video here, and I'll see you there.